The premise of the play really revolves around the character of Alex Kane. He is an ex-military op, and he's working in Las Vegas, and he gets involved with this very strange organization called The House. The House are a gambling organization that have been going for years and years and years, but currently they use modern technology to allow people not only to bet on, but to watch live crime as it happens, streaming, and bet on that crime. The House finds Alex, and they want Alex to be their player, because when you have people betting on live crime, there's a possibility that the people who are betting on that crime might pay off criminals in order to sway the bet. So the House has to have a player to play for their team. So Alex is there to play for the victims, and there's no better person to do it because he has such a heart, he has incredible experience, and he really cares, and he's very raw and very emotional, and he won't stop until he gets the job done, which is unfortunately great entertainment for the people who are making those bets. The premise of the play isn't easy to sum up. It's quite a complex idea, but I'll try for you. So it's set in Las Vegas, and it's about a very antiquated club, if you like, or a gambling organization that's been going for years and years and years. And unlike most gambling organizations, what we do is we allow people to gamble on real crime. The role of the pit boss is the boss of the organization. Everything goes by him. He chooses the scenario, he chooses the crime that we're going to set the game around each time we do that. And I think, like in the show, he's an interesting moral compass, because on the one hand, he believes very firmly in the greater good of the House, and then we'll begin to see that he has lots of sort of interesting history with various different people and lots of scores to settle. So I think we're going to wonder a little bit where he lies ethically and morally, and I think that's the same for all the characters actually. It's not clear cut. Good and bad in this show doesn't really exist. So I play Cassandra King, and her role in the House is the dealer. She's known as the dealer, and she is basically a super brain technically. She has an AI system called Ada, named after Ada Babbage, I'm told, and she is able to coordinate tons and tons of facts and information and access databases and get backdoors into all sorts of security systems in order to pull together facts about the crimes and make statistics and basically decide what the odds are for various crimes, what the odds are for their success or not. And she meets with the player, and she is able to liaise with him while he is out there fighting for the House. The House is an antiquated gambling organization with extremely modern technology. So what we do, and I say we because I'm playing a character who is part of the House, is we allow very rich people to gamble on live crime. We'll put together all of the statistics, we'll work out when a crime is likely to occur, we'll get odds on that crime, on its success, we'll work out who the main players are within it, and then because people with a lot of money are likely to in some way have, I guess they have, they certainly would like to sway the bets at times, and because there's a probability that the gamblers will pay off various criminals in order to sway the bets, we as a House have our own player, and the player goes out and fights for the people who are the victims of the crime. And so the bet is around whether or not the crime is successful or not, and the victims are aided by our House player, and our House player is aided by my character, Cassandra. I think the relationship between Cassandra and Alex is very interesting, and there's not so much I can say because it's going to be one of the sort of undercurrent arcs that goes on through the series. We know that Cassandra is familiar with Ginny, who we know has passed away, and we know that she might have had something to do with her death, or maybe she's not dead, we don't know at this stage. I'm going to keep you guessing. She certainly wants Alex to succeed, and she's certainly hoping to bring Alex into this organisation to be successful, and she has an ulterior motive within that. But I can't tell you what that is. But yeah, I think she admires Alex because he has this raw streak. He genuinely believes in truth, and he's a genuine guy. He wants to go out there and save people, and that strikes a chord with her because I think after working in that company for so long, she has got somewhat divorced from the reality of what she's doing. Alex Kane is an all-around good guy and hero, or is he? He has a background as a military operative, and we know he has excellent security skills. We find him at the beginning of the pilot working for a security company, looking after people very diligently. He's in Las Vegas. He clearly has a dark history himself, and he has a relationship with Ginny that I think he wishes he had been able to maintain better, and so when she passes away, it's catastrophic for him. And so I think in this early part of the series, we're really going to see him working so hard to get to the bottom of what happened to her. And what happened to her has an enormous hold over him, which is why the house can get him basically to do what they want him to do, because he wants to be in there, he wants to find out what happened. Working with Wesley Snipes has been amazing. I was so excited when I got the job knowing that he was on the show, and I'm learning like daily watching him work. He's a real thinker of an actor, obviously has these insane skills in martial arts, and there was a scene in the pilot where Alex and Mr. Johnson have a little bit of a head-to-head. Alex tries to go up to him and Johnson just like takes him down straight away, and it was amazing. It was this really exciting moment when all the producers came in from LA to kind of watch, and I think they were a bit like, they didn't want to show that they were there, so they were all kind of in the background watching. And we came to rehearse it, and the fight coordinator went in and said, this is what we're going to do. And then Wesley just so gently steps up and just delivers this absolutely amazing move at like breakneck speed. And I've never seen so many people take a step back all at the same time as quickly as that. But yeah, he's fantastic to work with. I'm really enjoying it. Typically, when a new game is in play, my character will have gathered all of the information and the statistics ready. She's a person that likes to be in control and likes to know her facts. So she'll already know a lot about what will happen, and she basically has to bring the player into the house and deliver him most of the information, but not all of it, because part of the game is him working out stuff for himself, although there are rules. So if he wants to know something, he has to ask her. She has a lot available to her, and he just can only use that if he thinks of the right questions, and that's part of the fun of it. Which again is another moral dilemma, because it's like, how can you be having fun at these real people's expense? The show's set in Las Vegas, which is an incredible backdrop for any show. I think it's just about the most weird and wonderful and exciting place on the planet. Visually, it's spectacular, and what's going on in the underground is just so interesting, and there is just so much potential for so many different storylines. But it doesn't stop there, because the house has links outside of Vegas, and we're going to be going to some really interesting other places too. The episode 102 is in LA, and I believe we're going to Miami at another point. We're really getting out there on the field. It's really interesting when it becomes linked into other cities. It just gets more and more complex. I mean, the concept of the show is amazing. It's this high-octane adventure thriller. It's going to grab you. It's going to make you feel like you're in a roller coaster. You're running around on the streets of Vegas fighting crime. And yet you're pulled back and forth all the time by the concept, because it's these people that are gambling on real lives. And the show is really raw. We're really going to get into those real people. And you find yourself not knowing whether or not these characters are... do they have a heart? Do they care? Why are they so mysterious? Why are they doing their jobs? It's a kind of moral minefield in many ways.